All right, wonderful. Well, welcome to our beginner exam. This is the Intenga exam that Thomas put up. And so we're starting out with the lowest level, and then we'll go to the intermediate, which Garrett is looking forward to very much so. And then we'll do the advanced one also in class. So that's it. So let's get started. I'm going to hopefully share my screen with you very easily here. There it is. Perfect. All right. So I'm hoping that you can see this now. And actually what I can do is make it like that. All right. Perfect. And that way we should be able to see everything fine, right? Everything looks okay? Okay. Oh, Anna's here. Hey, Anna. Welcome to class today. All right. So what we're going to do... Hi. Okay. Well, what we'll do is, obviously you can see on the computer screen the first question. All right, don't forget this is beginner. And so I'm going to explain why there's only one correct answer here and not two, for example, or three, or why can't we use this? Because we will have, right, this group is a little bit above beginner, I would say. But for the people who will watch the video, we will have to go through things a little bit more thoroughly. All right. So the first question is, hello, James. Okay. And so our answers are am, I, me, I'm. And so who would like to either tell me or type the correct answer? Does anyone know the correct answer? Or no? Oh, no. Okay, well, you can answer. Can yeah, why not? Okay, well, obviously, I would hope the answer is I'm. Okay, the correct answer is I'm. All right. And this is because we are missing a subject and a verb here. Okay, if we put am, it's not correct because it's just the verb. There's no subject. Okay. And then if we have just the subject, that doesn't work either. I, James.
Exactly. James or James. James is a name. It's kind of a plural form of name, but it's James, a good complete name, right?
Right. James is just the name.
Like James Bond. Okay.
Correct. It just ends with an S, kind of like the name Charles, for example. Okay, so it's not plural. Right. Good. Okay. And then I am is, oh, I'm sorry, we need to talk about me. Me is a pronoun, okay, and we can't use it in this sentence, and so I'm is the correct answer here, okay? Wonderful. So for question 2, oops. Sorry. Okay. Okay, and now we have this question. A webcam. Okay, the answers, the potential answers are this are, it are, it's, I'm. Any suggestions here for the correct answer? Anyone can answer. You can tell me the correct answer because I'll go through why it's the correct answer after. Okay, so what's the correct answer?
No one wants to give you the answer.
I know, it's just like we call it pulling teeth today. Come on. Ken, can you help me?
It's a webcam.
It's a webcam. All right.
Maybe webcam say I'm a webcam, but I say it's a webcam.
I think you're correct. So letter C is the correct one. And would anyone like to explain why C is the correct answer here?
Because as I said, I'm is strange because webcam is a person, it's a thing, and it's a singular a webcam. So, not are.
Good, because we
Is.
use are with plural subjects, right? They are, we are, well, you are as well.
Yes,
So
I,
we
you
can't.
are. Yeah. These are strengths.
Very good. So it is the correct answer. It's. Okay. Very good. Well, let's move on to question number 3. Okay. Is this a German test? It's an English test. Okay, so our potential answers are no, it isn't, no, it's not, no, it is, no, it doesn't. Okay, so same as before. Does anyone have the correct answer? Is this one pretty difficult for you? Ken?
Number 8.
Looks like letter A. No, it isn't. Okay, and who can explain why A is the correct answer?
Because it's no, it's negative, so isn't a negative form. It should be followed from
Okay,
now.
but letter D is also negative, doesn't?
However, verb is different. Correction is this, not do this. So does this. So is proper, in my opinion.
Okay, very good.
And
So
the
now,
whole sentence, and the whole sentence is in present tense form. Like, is this a German test? And we have another answer. The next, it is an English test. So it does make sense that we have to use no, it isn't.
exactly. So very good. So we have it as referring to the test and isn't because it's the negative form of is. Okay. Very good. I have such smart students today. Okay, on to question 4. Okay, let's see here. So it says, languages do you speak? And the answer they have is I speak English and German. And we have the question words why, what, how, and who. So which one do we think is correct? All right.
Are you serious, Kane? Oh, yes, B. B is right.
Sorry.
He said that was a human error touching the wrong key on the keyboard. Okay. So Anna, I think, which languages do you speak? And then Ken says, B, what? We say what, okay? And Anna, because you speak Portuguese, I'm thinking that it might come from that, maybe translating. Which languages do you speak? What languages? What languages is more correct, okay, in this case. Which language?
How many languages? Is it correct?
Well, that's different. Yeah, of course you can say that. How many languages
Do you speak?
How many languages do you speak? Yes, but then your answer would be a little bit different. And I'll get to your question. You would speak, I speak 2 languages. Okay, then you would say, I speak 2 languages, English and German, for example. Is which wrong? I wouldn't use which. Which languages do you speak? I think, and it sounds okay to me in Spanish, and so that's why I think in Portuguese it sounds
why
correct.
Which is wrong.
Why? Because we use what for how can I explain this? For nouns, for content, and then which is maybe when you have to decide. So which dress do you like better, the red one or the blue one, for example?
I think maybe I'm wrong, but when it comes to make choices, and you have some languages on a paper, and you can use which one do you want to speak, like this. can be used in? Which can be used in?
Which can be used?
Like, if I have some options and I have some languages written on the
Yes.
paper and I have to choose one thing, then someone asked me that, which one do you want to speak?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Which is definitely for choices. I think that's a good way to think about it. Does that make sense, Anna?
Yes.
Okay, good. I know with Spanish too, sometimes I'll say what instead of which and which instead of what because it doesn't make sense to me. Okay. So good. So B is what languages do you speak? Okay. I suppose we could have the question, which out of the following languages do you speak? And then we have like a list of 10 different languages. Okay. Then you could say, which out of the following languages do you speak? Or which languages do you speak from this list? Okay. Because you can choose. So it's a different way to say that, Anna. Okay. Let's take a look at question 5. Good questions today. All right. So, you from, I'm from Britain. Okay. Potential answers are where do, where are, how are, and where is. Any ideas here? Can you think B, where are you from? And I'm going to agree with you. So very good. Okay. So where do is impossible because we don't have any other verb, okay, in this sentence. How are, maybe how are you, for example, but how are you from? No. And then where is, no, because of the verb you, we need to use are, okay? We can't use is. Is for he, she, and it. So where is he from, for example? Okay. So any questions, comments about question number 5?
Not from me.
Okay. Good. Wonderful. Well, let's go to number 6 then. Okay, here we go. Prepositions. Okay, so I live in Tokyo. At, on, to, in. What do we think?
Last one, obviously.
Okay, and obviously why? Because prepositions are really difficult, Garrett.
See, when we used to listen something, it's another thing because I have never heard that to and on and at when someone says I live in somewhere, I live somewhere, I live like for country and cities we mostly use in.
Okay, and why?
Why? Because
Yeah.
it's a suitable preposition. We cannot use at, on, to, because at is used for particular places like a street and a specific area, and on is can belong to the surface mostly, but still we use on the road. And it is, I think, it has to be learned by heart maybe. This is why, this is my perception. I don't know the exact explanation, but how did I understand? This is what I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, good explanation, Garrett. Thank you. And so, right. So we have specific prepositions for specific things. For example, we use at for places. Okay, and Anna, I definitely agree with you, Rosa. This class is for you. Okay. If you don't want to answer, that's not a problem either. Okay. So we have at. At we use for places. I'm at home. I'm at work. Okay. So let me type those. I'm at home. I'm at work. Okay, for example. Okay. And then on, as Garrett said, is for surfaces mainly. Okay. My glass is on the table. Okay. To is more for movement. Okay. Movement. I'm going to the supermarket, or an American English grocery store. Okay. And then in we use for things that are within volume. I always like to use volume. Okay. I'm in my room, for example, the volume of space. Okay. So does that make sense? There is water in my glass. Okay. So I love my examples in the conversation between Garrett and Anna. So for example, the water is in my glass. It's within the volume of space inside the glass, okay? Just like cities, and Ken, did I pronounce the city name okay? Can you pronounce it for us?
In Japanese way, Tokyo, not Tokyo.
Okay.
Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to say a lot like Tokyo, and then someone said it's just Tokyo, and
Yes, Tokyo.
then thank you, Ken.
Sound is not strong in Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's our Japanese lesson for today in our English class. Very good. All right. So any questions about prepositions? And Anna, honestly, if Rosa doesn't want to speak, that's fine. No problem. Okay. We shouldn't force her, because if she's not comfortable, then we don't need to make her feel even more uncomfortable. So no problem. Okay, Rosa? But yes, you're 100% able to speak to us or write in the chat box. That's fine too. No, it's okay, Anna, no problem. All right, so any other questions with prepositions?
Sometimes I'm confused. In the street and on the street. What is the difference?
It's American British difference also. Okay.
I was going to ask you, Garrett, so I knew you'd know the answer. That's correct. I'd say on the street. I live on, for example, Apple Street, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
but British used to say in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So
The only time I would use in, the children are playing in the street. Okay, one moment. In the street, that means that the children are literally within the volume of space in the street. They're playing on top of the cement. Okay, they're playing soccer, football, something like that in the street. That's the only time I would use in the street, being American. Okay.
For example, the festival is holding in the street. Is held in the street. Something happening in the street.
Right. Garrett, did you want to say something?
Yeah.
About
I thought
Doesn't matter. Garrett, why don't you go first, and then we'll have Anna, okay? Garrett, did you have anything else to say?
no, I was just saying that in and on, it's up to you. What do you decide? If you are following British English, so you can obviously use in instead of on. And I was just about to say that the high point of this class is to understand their explanation, because we are easily get to know that what is being used in the sentence, but to make any explanation to make someone understand, that is the high part of this thing. That is interesting.
Good. Thank you. Anna, did you want to say something?
yes, I thought I should use on the street instead of in the street. I always say on the street.
And that's okay. I mean, for example, you live closer to the United States, so you probably learn American English. Garrett's, on the other hand, lives closer to England. Okay, that's what happens here in Spain too. Is it depends.
The children are playing on the streets, right?
In that case, no. This is the only time I would say they're playing in the street.
Right.
The children are playing football on the cement. On the cement. So physically, that material, okay?
You are not inside the street. The children are playing.
Right. It's the volume of the space. And you know what? Sometimes things don't make sense in English. That can happen too. All right, with
And
prepositions.
sometime when telling directions to someone and telling someone as address. So at is sometimes used with street at also.
Right. When you get to, or when you arrive at First Street, okay,
Right.
because it's now referring to the place of the street. Good.
Okay, so I need to use always on the street.
If you want to do, if you're referring to American English, yeah, it's perfectly fine. I live on
I know.
First.
I can say the children are playing on the street. It is wrong.
No, in that case, no. Yeah. That's wrong.
I saw a guy walking in the street,
Correct.
not on.
Correct.
Okay, I always
see if Anna, if you
okay,
know the
Gareth.
street, if you know the street name, and if you are using the same sentence, a guy is walking on dash street, then you can use on. And if you are just saying street, then you can also use in a street. The guy is walking is in a street. The guy is walking. It depends on situation.
It does. It does. And for example, I saw a bird on the road. Okay, so you're referring to the actual bird touching the ground. Okay. So it depends on the situation, and it doesn't always have to make sense. I mean, in English we have many rules for something. However, there are more exceptions than rules. So I think this is kind of one of those, Anna. Okay. So if it doesn't make sense, that's okay. Other questions? All right, good. Well, thanks, Garrett, for your help with that one. All right, let's go to number 7. Okay, perfect. So, questions. All right. Chocolate. Yes, I do. Okay, so are you like you? Do you like? Which is the correct answer? All right, Ken says D. Can you explain why you chose D?
Yeah, it's as Gerda says, it's a kind of feeling kind of thing. Once we mastered English, definitely this is the right one. Because if I say this logically, yes, I do. It's a do verb, so correction should start with do.
Good. Perfect, perfect. Good explanation. Any questions? No? All right. Well, very good. Let's continue to number 8. Okay, more question words. So, is this phone? We have whose, who, where, what. Anna thinks A. All right, well, A is correct. This is actually a little bit more advanced, I think, than beginner. Yeah, it is a confusing one. Rose, you think is B. Who is this phone? Not in this sentence, okay? We're talking about possession. Excuse me. Okay, so if I have a phone in my hand and I say, is this phone? I'm not saying where is this phone because I know it's in my hand. What is this phone? Well, you know it's a phone, so you're not asking what it is. Okay. And exactly, Garrett. Whose, because it goes with belongings or possessions. So I'm saying, whose is this phone? Anna, can you explain a little bit more why you chose A?
Because you wanna know to whom, right? The phone belongs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's correct.
Like whose car is this? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a
I don't know how
statement
to
that.
explain that.
No, that's okay. You did just fine. It's when it's to whom, we're asking about the person. And just like Garrett said, it's for belongings, possessions, exactly. Very good. All right. Mm-hmm.
Becky, I have to
Yes.
clear something. I want to ask you something that you have used. Who is this phone? Like someone is calling, and I'm just curious to know who is this phone. But if I am asking about some other thing like pen and pencil, so how would I use whose pen is this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then
Yes.
structure will be changed.
Whose pen is this? Mm-hmm.
Then I can't say that. Who is this pen?
Who is this phone? Where is this? Whose is this phone? One moment. Whose is this phone? You know what? I'm going to agree with Ken. This is a confusing question. What is this phone? Where is this phone? It has to be whose is this phone? I think this is a more colloquial way. No, who is this phone can't. That doesn't make sense. I think this is more of a colloquial way, a more informal way of saying it. Whose pen is this? Yes. Whose is this phone? It's whose. Whose phone is this sounds better to me. Whose phone is this? Okay. But being natives, we can change orders. Okay. So I think
Lucky, I
that.
have some doubt. Like,
Yes.
if I'm saying whose phone is this, it means like someone has bought a new phone set, and now I'm asking who's belong to this. Is this kind of difference we can make? Like, if
No.
someone is calling you, and I can say who is this phone, and if someone has brought a new set of telephone, and I'm just saying whose phone is this?
No, for example, in this context, it would be more of there's a phone on the table, and then someone picks it up and says, whose phone is this?
Oh, then this structure is wrong?
I think it's more informal.
You mean both are right?
Yes. Technically, I think the best way is whose phone is this? But whose is this phone? Yeah, it's confusing. I'll have to talk to Thomas about this one. Because I didn't
I'm
invent.
always being told that who is this? Whose plate is this? Whose shirt is this?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. All right, well, I'll have to check that with Thomas. Thomas isn't the best at grammar, but not a problem. All right, so good confusing question for us. All right, let me just move this down a little bit. Okay, so question 9. How was the film? Good. I enjoyed it. Our potential answers. Much, quite, but fine. And let me just capitalize this B. All right, it's bothering me because it's the beginning of a sentence here. So, what do we think is the correct answer? Ken, do you think it's B?
Yes. It's the only
Okay.
word too much to this sentence.
Oh, you think it's the only word? Why?
Maybe some speakers say much good, but much good doesn't sound like English. So quite good.
It's incorrect.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why can't we use any of the other answers?
Because but is definitely not. But good. And I enjoyed it. Contradictive. Fine good. Grammatically nonsense. Much good also grammatically. Much better sounds grammatically correct, but much good, very good, quite good. This kind of words.
Well, we're talking about much. That is for uncountable nouns. Good is an adjective. Okay, so that's why we can't use much. Quite is perfect. And what are synonyms with quite? Quite, very, you said? And there's one more. Well, there's at least two more. Okay, I would say quite, very, really, and pretty. Okay, quite good, very good, really good, pretty good. Okay, all of these four words, these quantifiers, have the same amount, have the same meaning, okay? Like Ken said, much is impossible because of the structure, but is a contradictory situation. I liked it, but it was very long, for example, okay? I liked it, but it was very long, okay? And fine, good. Fine is another adjective. Normally we don't use two adjectives together. If you say fine, good, with a comma and a pause, maybe. Anna, you have sheer good. First of all, that's pretty British English for me. So that, I don't think so. Sheer, it was sheer fun. Basically means pure, 100%. Extremely good, yes, you can say that. Those are for gradable and ungradable adjectives, I believe. Okay, so any other questions with this one? For a beginner class, we do have a lot of good questions. so good. Okay. Well, let's continue to number 10. Okay. Okay, so Wolfgang, this is a name. Speak English. All right, so our potential answers: isn't, don't, hasn't, doesn't. Anna, I think mainly yes, it's British English, sheer. I would never use sheer unless it's transparent. Okay, that's another sheer. And we think it's D, doesn't. That is correct. Do we know why? Anna, would you like to explain why D is correct?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you need to use the auxiliary, all right, to make it a negative sentence. You can't use the isn't, because it's a linking verb, and also isn't means a state of being, right? And then since Wolfgang is the third person, you need to use doesn't, because it's singular. Like he doesn't.
Good. All right, so for example, you were saying that is we use for state. So if we say Wolfgang is English, then we can use that, or isn't. We want to use the same, that's fine. But not with speak. That's two verbs together and both conjugated, and we can't do that, okay, without technically having a comma in between or something like that. Okay, so that is the best answer. Don't is impossible because we use don't with I. I don't speak German, for example. Okay, doesn't is specifically for he, she, and it, as Anna said. Okay. Hasn't isn't possible because speak is in the base form, or it's conjugated for the for the negative present simple tense. Okay, if we use hasn't spoken, that would be the present perfect. However, speak is in the answer, in the sentence here. Okay. Any questions about that? Okay.
I heard if I ask this, do you speak English is better than can you speak English? Is it right?
Well,
Because
you're
can,
asking two different. Yeah.
okay,
You're asking
because
two different
can,
things.
okay.
Anna, you think both are okay? Well, yeah, can is
Can
your
is
ability.
ability.
So if
That's
you're
right.
literally able to, and do you is if, well, I suppose if you can. Garrett, do you have a good explanation for this?
It's depend on our questions that what we want to know, because do you speak English associated with that about usual things, that do you speak English, or can you speak is do you have that kind of ability that you are able to speak English, so can you?
Yep, that's good. I was just thinking about that. When it's do you speak English, it's more of a habit. You know, things that we do every day, something that's normal for us. So you're kind of asking two different things. But it's
So
good if you go.
I heard since can is asking about the ability. So do you speak English is maybe as a general question is better to ask.
Like, if you meet someone at the airport and you are asking about his personal life, so if he is from America or some Canada, so you obviously say that I think you speak English, or you will say do you speak English, because you know that's usual. And if you don't know where he's from, or he's from some other country like China or Korea, so you can ask him, can you speak English?
I think that's interesting, right? Because honestly, if I go to a different country and I'm not sure if someone speaks English, I just say English. I don't say, can you speak English, or do you speak English? I just say English.
That is spoken,
I hadn't really thought about that question, Ken. That's a good question. I would say, do you speak English? I would say, do you speak English?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I follow both of you.
Perfect.
Can sounds like more challenging, like I'm challenging someone. Can you do this?
Exactly. It's like, are you able to? Because I can, kind of situation. I don't know. Yeah, do sounds better. Good. Well, I'm on to question 11 now. And so, did it blue eyes? Has he got? Do he have? Do he got? Has he? Any suggestions? Ken says A, has he got blue eyes? That's correct. All right. Can you explain why you chose A?
I think in America it's a British, right? British style English. I think that does he get blue eyes is American. So personally, I don't use this phrase "has he got" because I follow American English style. Probably.
Well, and that's the same question as Anna. Why is it not does he have? That's the difference here. Thomas teaches British English because here in Europe, that's what they mainly teach. Okay. Has he blue eyes? We don't know. There's no other. It's like half of the present perfect.
Does he have is okay.
Does he have? Yes, is correct. And that's the more American way. Okay, and that's the difference here. Like I said, in where Ken lives and where Anna lives, you're going to focus more on American English because you're closer to the United States. Garrett's is going to focus more on British English because she's closer to England. What?
Because
that's my reason.
I've been following American always because I don't really understand the British accent as much.
But you understand the grammar.
Yeah, I understand, because I have to make, how would I'll be able to teach someone that what's the difference between British English and American. This is why I got to know that.
Okay, well then I'm stereotyping, so I'm sorry. But here in Spain, they only learn British English. It's very strange if people have American English books. And so that's why I focus so much on that. And me being American here, I've had people say, no, I don't want you to be my teacher because you're not British. Literally, I've had people say that to me. So here it's a big issue. Yeah, there's a lot of discrimination against Americans here. I shouldn't say it like that, but they say the pure English, which is from England, which is fine. However, with business English, that's an American English. International English is American English.
Yeah, and I like American accent.
Thanks. So it just depends. Like I said, your English depends on who you're talking to, what you're using it for, if it's for work, if it's just to practice for you. You know, it's good to have all different kinds of accents. The Australian accent as well, the Canadian accent, which is similar to probably my accent, the Scottish accent, which is quite difficult even for me. Okay, so it completely depends on why you're learning or speaking English. All right.
Yeah.
So,
And Australian accent is quite weird for me. It's difficult to understand.
Yeah, even for me sometimes. I have to listen to it for about 5 minutes and then it's okay. But at the beginning, it's a little bit, wait, what? Because they emphasize different parts of the words that I would, and yeah, the accent's quite sometimes difficult for me. So good. Perfect.
Canadian is also similar, like American. It is understood.
Yes. No, I actually talked to a Canadian girl one time, and I thought, oh, she sounds like me, and she's from Canada. So it depends which part from the United States as well, because I'm from the northern part, and that it's a little bit closer to the Canadian accent. However, Canadians write like British English. Yes, Anna, I do see you just. I wanted to finish that thought, is that Canadians write like British English, however they speak like me. So when I found that out, I was like, what? That's crazy. Okay, so Anna, yeah, go ahead. You have a question?
Okay, so someone from the US would ask, do you have a pen? And someone from England would ask, have you got a pen?
Correct.
Yes or no? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that's, stereotyping, I'm going to say, just because I think with all the movies and music, etc., even Thomas said this the other day, that it's quite common to hear the English pronounced maybe 20 instead of 20, with the T. I think American English is, we say rubbing off on to the English, which means they are picking up the Americanisms. Okay. Any other questions? No? All right. Well, let's do one more question.
Rubbing off?
Yep. Rubbing off. This is when someone has influence, for example. If you talk to, let's say, someone from Scotland, and you start picking up that accent, this Scottish accent is rubbing off on you. Okay, the Scottish accent is rubbing off on you, for example, or Spanish habits are rubbing off on me, means I am picking up Spanish habits. It's becoming normal for me, for example. So yeah, to rub off. Also, rub off means something physical, like rub off. Oh, in England, they would say, instead of to erase something, they would say rub off. Okay. I would suggest you look up rub off in word reference in your language. So, yep, to rub off something, rub off on, rub off on. Yeah, so definitely look that up in your language. To be contagious, kind of, is what, or to be removed, like I said about the eraser. No, it's American English as well. We just use it sometimes in different ways. All right. Any other question about that? That's your colloquial American, well, I shouldn't say American, your phrasal verb for today. Okay. And it's rub off on as well. So to rub off and to rub off on have different meanings. Okay. Phrasal verbs. One of our other favorite subjects. But actually, I think I'll stop here. And we can actually continue this a different day. There are really great questions today. So let me stop sharing. Okay, so very good. I thought it was a really interesting class. I loved all the questions. I loved why I chose this, why I didn't choose the other. So very entertaining today. Any comments, Rosa? Rosa, we don't even know where you're from. So if you'd like to tell us, or if you have a microphone, that would be great too. And that's it. Okay.
I was thinking that as we will be moving on the intermediate and advanced test, then it would be more difficult to give some explanations, you know.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, and Thomas wants me to make up this really hard C2 exam, so we'll see how that goes. That's in the future. That's not not anytime soon, I don't think. But like I said, today was a great class. I thought it was, you know, a lot of student involvement as well. You know, tell me why you chose this answer, and they're really good. I mean, lots of grammar today. Oh, from Algeria. Well, welcome. Okay. So tomorrow I have a class. It's going to be a conversation class about going green. All right. So we're talking about maybe solar panels, or we're talking about different ways to basically help the earth continue and to grow tomorrow at the same time as today. Thomas doesn't have it, yeah, same time. Thomas does not have it in the schedule yet, so I might have to send him a little message reminding him he needs to put it up, okay?
Okay.
So that's tomorrow, and then Monday there's also another class, and I don't remember exactly. Actually, one moment, I have my agenda right here with me, so. That's okay. Monday the 10th, we're doing it in earlier. Present perfect versus past simple. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so we'll do some grammar on Monday as well. All right.
What time on Monday?
Well, let's see. Normally it's 4 p.m. here for me. Okay, it's at 11:30 my time. So subtract.
In Spanish time.
Yes. So you will add 7 hours.
Okay, I had to. Okay, plus 7 hours.
Garrett, I think you add 5 hours, and Anna, I think you subtract 3 or 4 hours. I'm not sure. Anna, what time is it for you right now? Or Garrett, what time is it for you right now?
It's 7 p.m.
Okay, so you're 3 hours. Okay, so it's 11:30, so add 3 hours. And then Anna, you're negative for me. I know you are. So
it's 11.
I think you're 3. Yeah. It's 11 for you? Okay. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're 5 hours different.
It will be 10 tomorrow for me.
Well, if I'm at 11:30 minus 5, that's 6:30 in the morning for you. Maybe a little early, but you can always watch the recording.
Please do the class later.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to see how things work out on Mondays. Okay, but Mondays are different hours than Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Okay, Saturdays and Sundays are always at this time.
Otherwise, I want to be here.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Well, Thomas doesn't have it up yet, but I know this Monday has to be at that time because of other classes I have. So, anyway, everyone have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining and great class. All right.
Same to you, Becky.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Goodbye.